On today's episode of Based After Dark.
All you guys do is flex your wealth on us. I was something along the lines of that. I forgot. They were like, you should talk about RuneScape. I forgot what the fuck it said, but I was like,
that guy sounds poor to me. David reaches for the air conditioning because Bodhi's like, oh, it's really hot in here. Can we turn it down a bit? David like reaches his hand out. Our Uber driver slaps it. He fucking slaps his hand away. All of us are in a really bad state. Like we're not doing good. And I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm hungry. I want McDonald's. Like I say that out loud. I'm pretty sure, probably verbatim.
Based
After Dark. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Based After Dark, episode 95. First off, thank you very much to our patrons. If you guys want to watch the weekly Patreon episodes, we talk about some dirt nasty stuff. Prison Joe almost went to jail yesterday, so we're going to be hearing about that. He had to abandon his car in a ditch. There's a family of 4 no longer with us. That's fine. My name is Tasty Life. It's good to see you. I am joined by T Papa Slice, Mr. Hamilton, and of course, the one and only Prison Joe in a lovely 4-man cast today. How are we doing today, gamers?
Excellent.
I'm doing good. Also wanted to remind the patrons as well, if you are on the Patreon, you can also get the base tapes early, which Saint Tits is doing, I think, every other week as well. So you're still kind of getting 2 podcasts a week, even though we've changed the format a little bit. And yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, I think T Papa came on the Patreon last time. I was here with Hamzy last time. Tasty was not here. You were on the birthday. It was back from the birthday.
Back from the birthday.
And you're
recovering.
Continuing the birthday and recovering the birthday.
Yeah, it was more continuing, but I did recover eventually. That was actually some of the worst I've ever felt.
Yeah, we didn't really get to talk about it. If you have any notable things you want to talk about from the trip, because you guys were out in California for a few days.
Yeah, no, it's official. I am old. I'm officially 30 years old, and I figured to do something special, we'd hit a... Aren't you 30? Are you not 30?
Sorry, man. You just look really young, man. You look really got that old, dude.
I couldn't tell if you made that noise to make fun of him, or if you just sneezed right now. What was that?
I'm going the first one, dude. I'm assuming malicious intent, bro. That's insane. That's crazy, dude. Way to welcome me back.
30 is kind of baby status, though. You know, 29, you're old because you're in your 20s.
Wait, how old are you?
You're old to young people.
I'm 31.
At 29.
But no. The thing is, once you hit 30,
I'm the only one in my 20s now.
No, but here's the thing: is that once you hit 30, you're like in. It's like entering the new tax bracket. So now you're like at the bottom. So like you're baby again.
That's
I don't have a kid contract, so I'm in a lower tax bracket.
That is so much cope. You know when I turned 30, bro? You know what I did? I was pulling up all kinds of metrics about my life and being like, is this all right? Is this okay? Am I going to die? So, you know, you start thinking about all
Am I doing okay?
Fine.
I had a full extensive blood panel done for my 30th birthday treat to see if I'm dying. I'm doing okay, actually. My kidney values are the best my doctor has seen in his whole life. That's what he told me. So I'm basically killing it. Anyway, I turned 30, so T-Papa's now the only baby. He did come on that trip. It was a good time. We went up to Napa Valley to celebrate in style, hitting a bucket list restaurant. If anyone's into like food and stuff like that, it's called the French Laundry, and I've wanted to go to it literally forever. It's nearly impossible to get a reservation. We have the story about that on like another episode, probably a few months ago. But
honestly, I was pissed off about that story too, by the way. I forgot what the comment was, bro.
Someone was pissed off about the story?
Yeah, I remember. I forgot what part. I forgot. I looked at the comments. Some guy's like, "All you guys do is flex your wealth on us." I was something along the lines of that. I forgot. They were like, "You should talk about RuneScape." I forgot what the fuck it said, but I was like,
"That guy sounds poor to me," so I'm gonna continue talking about
what a loser.
It's his birthday.
Try not being poor.
Let him go do something fun on his birthday, bro. Like, what the fuck, man? What are you mad about?
I think we should clarify. We have
Bodhi
no
paid
money,
for most
okay?
of it, dude. Bodhi paid for almost all of it. All right, you know,
all my money got spent. I have none of it anymore. That's just what we do, you know. Please give us more money.
Spend all
it's
the
all
money.
gone.
But yeah, it was pretty funny. We all got in pretty goddamn late. I actually got in at noon with one of my IRL buddies. His name is David, and we just hung out in San Francisco, got a couple mimosas, the casual, and then picked up Adam and Jesse from the airport. We call him Adam. His name is Bodhi. Bodhi got up.
You might have heard of him.
So, okay, you guys want to talk about flexing wealth, dude? This is fucking insane. There's a new terminal at the Manchester airport where Bodhi is from. And surprise, surprise, it's a VIP only terminal that offers a breakfast tasting menu before your flight. And so Adam decided to go for
the whole terminal, though?
It's a whole terminal.
LAX has something
Actually,
similar.
it's not really technically a terminal, but you have like a private car to take you directly onto the runway to your plane. Like you don't even board via the normal terminal. You have a VIP staircase.
That's what I was going to ask. You still enter the same flight as everyone else.
You
so
do, but it's literally
they
a
drive
different
you in a
door
car to your plane.
It's a different door in the airplane that goes directly into first class, so you don't have to pass by poor people. It's insane.
Sometimes they smell bad.
All right, shut the hell up.
I was gonna say the smell.
But he decides to opt for this breakfast tasting menu. He and Jesse are on the same flight that I think leaves at like, I don't know, their time it was probably like 10 in the morning, something like that. And Adam gets there at 6 in the morning to do this whole breakfast tasting menu in the VIP terminal at the Manchester airport. And so there's a wine pairing with it. There is free included like 1942 Whistle Pig 15, like really nice alcohols that are free.
Oh, wow.
And so Bodhi at 6 in the morning starts getting free. He paid probably $7,000 for the ticket, but whatever. He starts getting plastered like in the morning. He starts getting fucking drunk. And then he flies Manchester to London, and then on that flight they just keep chugging mimosas. So Bodhi is blackout drunk like halfway through his 8-hour flight. It's probably like 8 hours. He's blackout drunk halfway through. He doesn't sleep at all, so he just eventually kind of sobers up and becomes that really ugly like brain dead. You guys ever day drank and stayed awake too late?
I mean, yeah, he's on the come down. He's got the headache. He probably got the bags under the eyes.
Yeah,
he's not having a good
terrible.
time.
Turned into Anku Bodhi.
Yeah, he turned into Anku Bodhi. We pick him up from the airport, dude. like I can see it in his face. Like he's not doing good. I'm like, dude, Adam, good to see you. I give him a hug, dude, and he goes, huh? I was like, oh, this is not gonna be good, bro. But he powered it out up until dinner that night. We had some more wine. He was up for 30 hours drinking.
That'll do it. That will definitely do it.
And that's not even the first day. That's like the day there. But this guy is such a fucking tank. And by that, I mean alcoholic. Like he's the one person I think maybe could stand a chance against Hamzy. Do you think you could beat Bodhi in a drink off?
Oh, yeah. But
that's like the only, that's a real competition. Like I don't know who would win.
I think you edge it out, but Bodhi's close. He drank 750 milliliters of chartreuse in one night, maybe a little more. That's a full bottle of 55% alcohol.
That's a lot. That's definitely a lot.
That's basically chugging.
I think he does a good job. It's to keeping it going. You know, he definitely keeps it going. Cause like, I feel like if I sat down across from Bodhi and we went drink for drink, like he would probably pass out first. But I'm longevity wise, the endurance, after it, I'm gonna have to lay it. Like if we just drink a bunch, I'm gonna have to go to sleep. Like he can keep going. Like he's definitely got the endurance.
Yeah.
Bro.
the only person
He's
that
got
I think I'd be
strategy,
like
too.
really neck and neck with in like a drink for drink would be Destructo.
Yeah, that's.
I don't
probably
think
fair.
I'd want to drink with Destructo because something bad would happen that night.
You're gonna be playing
Someday.
You're gonna play Russian roulette by the end of the night.
We've
for
been
sure.
playing
Like,
real Russian roulette, and I'd probably give it a spin or two, dude. Like I might be able to say no, man.
It would be a long night for sure.
Yeah, but that was just the travel getting there. We didn't even do anything yet, but we had a lovely Airbnb. And we wake up in the morning, and somehow Adam's fucking fine. Like, totally. I'm tired.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
I
That's
don't
what
get
I'm
it.
saying about him. He goes so hard, and the next day he's fine. I can't do that shit anymore. Like I used to be able
That's
to do
the
that.
talent right there. It's
That is
not
the talent.
necessarily
That's
like,
exactly the talent.
Maybe I could like still be standing during the night after like shot for shot, but the next morning I will give it, dude. He will be the one up and
That's what I'm
Adam
saying. I
early in the
remember
morning showered.
This was a couple years ago when we went to Vegas. I drank that first night probably 20 plus vodka cranberries. If we count from the flight till I got there into the casino, everything, like I probably had well over 20 drinks, like easy
You talking
peasy.
about TwitchCon?
No, I'm talking about our first ever Vegas trip.
Oh,
that first
yeah.
night.
That was bad, dude.
Yeah,
That
dude,
morning was bad.
I drank so many, and literally the next morning I could not like my motor skills were gone. That's how fucked up I was. Like
I tried to pass you salt and you fucking dropped it. I remember
dropped
that.
it right through my head, bro. I couldn't grip the salt, bro. I was fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like Bodhi can do something like that and he'll be good the next day. But I feel like that just comes from
that's his
you gotta be
superpower.
in the loop. You gotta be in the loop of it. He stays in that constant cycle. If you like, I've been out of the cycle for a long time. Like when I was younger, for sure I could do that. But now I rarely drink like that, so
you could just call it
really fucks me up.
alcoholism, honestly.
Yeah.
But they're also very good at just like on
That's
any
fair, yeah.
trip. I feel like there's always a recurring theme on like every trip we go on where like I will wake up and like walk downstairs finally like for the first time in the morning and I see Bodhi and Jesse like walking back into the house and they had already done some tour of the city or something. Like they've already done. Like they're visiting things and seeing things.
After the crazy night before, too.
They go to bed early, though. If you ever watch, they're almost always probably
true.
first
They're
to
one of the
bed.
first away.
You gotta balance.
First to bed.
You gotta balance. Like,
and that's why it works.
I don't
And
know.
it's-
Like,
it's
are you
really
a gremlin
smart.
or are you a early morning person? Like, you gotta pick and choose.
That's what I'm saying. Though, when you're in that cycle of like even if you're just not even being like an alcoholic, you're just having a few drinks here and there, and you like in that constant cycle, you get good at I guess we'd say balancing the bender, the balance of the bender.
Yeah.
Like we like to like I feel like people like me, Max, T-Pop, we indulge a little too much and get a little carried away, you know? Like you got the balance down, you know. Sometimes we go a little too hard.
I'm changing my balance because I think my last real gremlin tour was TwitchCon Vegas. That was the most gremlin I ever was, and I never want to do it again. I don't think I could.
You were up late. You were up late every night.
Yeah.
You
were the only person up later. Was like you and Ignoble. That's about
I love those.
Jake
I
C.
hate going to
once.
bed. I hate going to bed, man.
Dude, but there's just something about, you know, like there's something charming about watching a sunrise, but when the sun is up and you're still awake, dude, and it's like 8 a.m. and people are getting up, then that feels bad because you know you got to go sit in your bed and stare at the ceiling for an hour before you have seizures until you fall asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
That shit
memorize
sucks.
exactly what it looks like.
The part that I hate, like when you do the gremlin hours, is you get up at 4 p.m. the next day and everyone's dogging you. It's like, yeah, well, I was up till 9, bitch. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me?
I'm sorry, you're a fucking nerd,
till
dude.
4. Like, I was up. Where were you? You noticed the house was clean? That was Hamzy because he was up another hour past me.
That was every single night. It would be like 6:30 in the morning, and no one would be awake except us. And we're like, dude, should we clean the house right now?
Dude, I have an idea. Let's clean the whole house.
We just get it top to bottom cleaned up, dude. Every single night.
I'll give you that. I don't. Who's longest sleeper though? I don't know. I feel like
I'm up there. T Papa maybe.
Well, here T Papa. Yeah,
Whale's number 1, and I'm probably. Like if I'm on a trip, if I'm on vacation and we're out, like I'm getting 9, I'm getting 8. You know, I'm gonna try to enjoy myself.
In London, I mean, we hit it really fucking hard, but I was I had some good endurance there. I had a good balance. I remember every day. The thing I remember the most about London is waking up every day. I obviously would feel like shit every day I woke up and taking the fucking the vitamin C like Alka-Seltzer thing out and just plopping it in the British tap water and just watching it dissolve, just like staring at it for like a minute. That was like the routine. Yeah, I was like that's like I'll never forget that. Like that's gonna stick with me for a while because it became like the routine every day.
You know, honestly, as much as a group of people that loves flexing their wealth so much, I'm really surprised while we were in Vegas we didn't do any of the like at home IVs. You know, when they come to your house, it's like it's a very common service out there.
It's just too,
other places
for
too,
me,
but like
it feels like too much of a ripoff. If we like Annie can do
like
IVs, like we just have to
$300,
order the bags.
Dude,
the bags
I mean,
are
it's
so
like 60,
cheap. If we
it's
just
like
get
what,
them.
like
If we
60
leave you
to
in
100
charge
bucks,
of
something
ordering
in
the
that
bag,
range.
dude, we're not getting IVs, man. That's not gonna happen, dude.
It's gonna be the wrong bag.
Dude, you know, like in Vegas, we
Dude,
didn't
I don't
flex
think
any
this
wealth.
was water, man.
I think we flexed our intelligence because that place was so fucking cheap, bro. That we got a steal, dude. Like, it was the biggest steal of all time, bro. We got a mansion for nothing, basically.
That Airbnb.
Oh, the Airbnb
great
in Vegas?
Great price, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy how cheap that was. Insane. I mean, just wild. And honestly, usually in general, like the good thing about having a big group is Airbnb, like super nice Airbnbs aren't that expensive when you got fucking 14 people staying in them, and then you got someone throwing in a couple hundred to get on the couch or something like.
Yeah,
Eight stronger
take off,
together.
shave off the change. Yeah, that's always legit.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, long tangent. Back to day one of the birthday celebrations. We get up in the morning. I barely really drank. We just kind of stayed up and had a long night. I'm doing worse than Adam, who drank probably, I don't know, the equivalent of 20 to 30 standard drinks in a 30-hour period, staying awake the whole time. He's bright and chipper. He's fine. And so it's probably like 10, 11 o'clock. The girls want to go shopping at the outlet malls, and the boys are like, I was like, let's get some brunch. Let's get some coffee. And so we go to a little coffee shop, get some food. And like 5 minutes into sitting down, Adam is on Yelp looking at cocktail bars nearby that are open at 11 in the morning. I was like, I guess we're fucking drinking today, boys. Yeah. And so we find one that's down the street. It's the only place that's open. Ended up being real nice, actually. It was a really good place. We sit down, we order cocktails, and Bodie goes, all right, lads, look, here's the plan. They're going to bring us our cocktails, and as soon as they put them down on the table, we're going to order another round. And as soon as those ones come out, we're going to order another round. And Bodie was like planning how to get blasted before noon. Bro. And that's exactly what we do. We probably drink, like 3, 4, 5 cocktails, and then a couple pours of chartreuse each by like 12:30.
Bro, we were blackout at 6. Like it was.
I was
fucking,
blacked out at
wild.
1. I was so
really,
fucking
I
drunk.
don't remember that day. I really that was
really bad.
Insane. We started ordering. We were ordering cocktails like with chartreuse on the side, and then we were like, "Well, what if we just pour a little bit of the chartreuse in the cocktail?" And then we were pouring shots of chartreuse into our already made cocktails, and it was so fucking good, bro.
So yeah, we were so blasted by noon. We go back to our Airbnb at probably like 2 or 3 or something like that. We continue drinking whiskey and champagne. What did we drink? Red wine?
Whiskey and champagne is a crazy combination.
It's like whiskey and red wine.
We ordered red wine. I think we ordered that Sequoia Grove red wine, right? I think we DoorDashed that.
Yeah,
we did.
And we also
we ordered red wine.
We DoorDashed red wine. And Bodie had like a bottle
Napa,
of whiskey.
Bro. We're DoorDashing some red wine.
Best shit of all time. DoorDashing red wine.
Dude, and so we're sitting. Dude,
that was David. That was Tasty's friend, actually.
That was my IRL friend. But okay, dude, the funniest part of the day, and this is probably the last part that I remember, is all the boys are back at the Airbnb. We're sitting around this like little outside fire pit, just having a good time, sipping wine. We're all fucking shit-faced. It's like 2, 3 p.m. The girls were all shopping, and they get back, and they all come outside, and I see every single one of us start trying to act sober, like we're not blackout drunk. Like, oh, hey, guys, how was shopping? We just had a casual little day, dude. But we were all we were like staring through them, like we were so clearly shit-faced. And then we had dinner reservations that night. In an hour away, dude. They were an hour away. We had to hire this fucking Uber, and our Uber driver hated us. We had the meanest fucking Uber. Like, I understand that we were also really, really drunk, young, loud men. I feel like we
were quiet drunks. Though.
I remember being quite respectful. Like, I really don't think any of us were crazy, but I was drunk enough to where I could be wrong. Like, I will admit that.
I was gonna say, buddy, you DoorDash a bottle of red wine. You're on a different dimension at that point. You know what
David DoorDashed a bottle of wine, to be fair. That was our
Did you drink some of it or no?
We drank all of it, actually. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All the bottles. All of them were drank.
I can also, it's so funny because I know how you guys are when you drink. I can see you guys, when you're already drunk, you're pouring the chartreuse in a perfectly made cocktail, probably that was like $30, and you're like, oh my god, this is so much better.
Actually, it was better, dude. We all agreed it was fantastic. It was one of the best cocktails we've had, dude. It was really good.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Dude, we get into this Uber, and it's like warm, it's Northern California in the summer. It's like 80 degrees, and poor Bodie has a skin condition, so he needs shit to be really cold. And we get in the Uber, it's warm. Our guy's like not really talking to us. And I forget, David went to like turn the knob.
May I ask what ethnicity the Uber driver was?
Middle Eastern of some sort, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, bro. I'm just curious. Just for painting the picture for the audience, that's all. Go ahead.
He was a white male from Tennessee.
He was a white man from Tennessee, bro. Dude, David reaches for the air conditioning because Bodie's like, oh, it's really hot in here. Can we turn it down a bit? David like reaches his hand out. Our Uber driver slaps it. He fucking slaps his hand away. And we're just like, oh, all right. Okay. Got it, dude. Got it. And it was an hour-long Uber ride that was, by all means, should have made all of us puke because it was through these windy fucking mountains up and down.
We were so drunk we couldn't puke.
I was so drunk I don't remember it. I don't remember even feeling bad because I was already so drunk that that's just how I felt anyway. And so we show up to this really lovely, it's like a Caviar bar, essentially is what it was. It's the same chef who does French Laundry. And dude, we show up, we're all blasted. We're we're probably so goddamn loud. Probably the opposite of every other person in that establishment. Oh. We were probably just so, it was not good. And so we continue to drink.
So wait, all your girls, they're all sober too at this point, right?
Not for long. Not for long. Not for fucking long, too.
On the way there, though, they were all sober.
Yeah. They were in a different Uber.
Fucking,
they all took their own Uber.
Shut the fuck up! Like giving you the elbow the whole time, or
I think we got there before they did, so we actually sat down before they were there, which is probably good for us. And they were in a different Uber and stuff.
Oh, they weren't even in the Uber with you.
They were in a different Uber.
No, we had a split.
They definitely did not want to be in our Uber, bro. They did not want to mix with us.
That's why I was curious, like, what the dynamic was.
They said their Uber driver was nice to them.
Dude, their Uber driver, like, gave them a tour and pulled over at vineyards to let them take pictures and stuff, which is why they were later than us, but that makes sense. Like, I get it. So,
did the guy ever turn the air down? Like, did you ask after that, or?
No.
You didn't even try to ask.
We did ask one more time. We were like, hey, it's really stuffy in here. Like, do you mind if we just turn it down like a little bit? And he's like, no, don't touch the temperature. We were just fucking,
if you ask and they
whatever.
say no, then
it was weird.
Get fucked, man. You're getting a 1-star. Do you guys know what your Uber ratings are?
Mine's 4.87. I know it.
We can look.
That's kind of low, right?
Everybody pull up.
That's low, Max. I think.
Well, no, I ordered a lot of Ubers for all of my friends in college, so I'm climbing it back up.
Yeah, bro, I'm a 4.9.
You ordered an Uber to help with a crime recently too. So
I did do that. That was actually nope, that was an Uber. Yep. Yeah.
What is
you gotta get dinged for that.
What is yours?
Yeah.
I got 4.9.
I'm a 4.9 as well, bro. Let's go, dude. Honestly, surprising for me as well. I'm
4.96
in situations in Uber.
What?
I feel like that checks out, bro.
No.
4.96.
Yeah, I'm 4.96. Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. The person that docked me was when I was in Arizona. That fucking woman, bro, that took me all the way around and
tried 4.8
and tried to kick me out on the Indian reservation. That's why I'm a 4.9, only because of her, bro. Because I've never had an issue. I don't talk to Uber drivers. I usually have the thing set where I'm like, I don't want to talk, you know, because I usually don't, you know.
Yeah, that's an elite setting. Yeah, I'm 4.8 apparently. That's not good.
Yeah, that means you've had a few run-ins, at least a few. Because I've only
I never had what I would consider to be a bad experience. Whoa,
I had a weird one recently where I was taking a ride home from work, and as soon as I got in the car, the guy asked, "How much does your ride cost?" Because they don't see the upfront; they see their own payout. They don't see how much you get.
Really?
And I was like,
I did not know that.
Dude, yeah, I can't remember the amount that I said, but the guy couldn't believe his payout was so low compared to.
Dude, you gotta take $10 off in that situation. You should lie.
Well, I don't know. I thought he was just doing research. I was like, oh, I mean, it doesn't affect me at all. So I was like, yeah, this is what I'm paying. And he goes, oh my God, this company is such bullshit, man. They don't give me anything. And then he goes, would you mind canceling? And then you just pay me the money and I'll take you home. And I was like,
kind of based.
I was like, yeah, I'll cancel it. But then I was like, oh, this is giving me like a fee for like $5 to cancel. Like, so I'm going to give you minus $5. He's like, no, come on, man. This is so far away. What are you doing? Like, and I was like, wait, so what the fuck are you asking me to do? You want me to pay more for what? And he just kept going on. And I was like, man, just take me the fuck home. I'm not going to do this anymore with you. And I'm pretty sure that guy gave me a 1-star. I gave him a 1-star.
Dude, fuck that guy, bro. You gave him a great deal.
Yeah.
I gave him a very reasonable thing. I was like, you're still getting more than what you were getting. I was like, you know what? You can get fucked. Take your $7. You could have had 13, but look at you now.
You could have had 13.
It's so fun.
Did you guys see my my Instagram story? I went to the Phoenix Comic-Con and I took an Uber there because parking was bad. And as I was rolling up to my Uber, this is like 4 days ago probably, I hear there's like music or sound blasting inside the car. It's this big black Escalade. And I was like, dude, my driver is fucking blasting something. And I opened the door and I swear to God, literal concert volume, alpha male podcast. Like I got in, he turned it down a little bit, but
Dude,
literally what he was saying.
Dark? No
like,
way.
Dude, imagine you.
No, dude, no. Okay, I might
I'd be
have...
like, hey, it's okay. I'll take the next one.
Okay, I think you guys might be able to hear this.
Chat, put one in the chat if you agree with this take. Men adapt. We do what gets results.
Can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
It's breaking in and out.
Okay. He says, men adapt. They do what gets results, which is why they don't treat women with respect, because they don't want respect. You know what works? Preying on their insecurities. Like, that was word for word what this podcast was
Good
saying.
advice.
That was
Dude.
your Uber though?
That was my Uber. He bumped it for like
Noted.
10 minutes. What do you mean noted? What is that? Dude, he bumped it for 10 minutes. I shit you not. Like mid-sentence, he turns it off and starts playing polka music.
Dude.
It was surreal. Like I didn't know
Guy
what
sounds
was
sick
happening.
as fuck.
No.
That's very interesting. Dude, you know,
he's-
that reminds me of a fucking Uber I had with Saint Tits recently. It was the Uber on the way back. So, you know, I shot that video in Nashville with trying to find RuneScape players out there. And it was on the Uber on the way back, bro. I get into this fucking Uber and like Saint Tits starts talking to... What did you start talking about this guy, Saint Tits? You were talking about... They were talking about like the roads, how the roads have deteriorated in Nashville. And then it just went to this insane like... political, psychological, like life altering conversation. I'm just sitting there like, I just want to fucking get home, bro. These motherfuckers keep talking.
I don't have much
I hate
experience
Uber
with
drivers,
Uber
bro.
drivers listening to podcasts. I don't feel like that's very common. I don't know.
So just what were you talking to that guy? Because I zoned out at one point. I was like, this isn't like, I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, you guys got deep. They went like super deep into a variety of things.
The roadmap for like it like Seth said, it started with the roads and then it turned into like, well, the government doesn't really like use our money to do anything, and like the government's like working against us. And then like he went on like this tangent about how like men are being emasculated and they don't want to work anymore. And then I started like counter arguing things to like poke holes through that logic. And then we get on like, well, then like we got on this philosophy topic of like what a man is and like what you need to be able to do to be a good father or have kids or be a good productive.
Bro, I'm ready to kill myself at this point, bro. I'm in the because this is a 30-minute Uber, probably like 20.
You're crazy for counter arguing.
Yeah,
man.
you're crazy
I
for
just
arguing
smile
with the
and
Uber
nod, bro.
driver. I'm like,
wanted-
yep, I'm racist too, dude. I love it. Whatever you're gonna say, Yeah, like,
Dude,
that's right, dude.
You ever find yourself in situations where like maybe like, okay, for this conversation, like an Uber driver just randomly decides to unload on you about all this alpha male like racist shit, and like you're just like, what about me makes me think that you're like, I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna like not even argue with you right now. But
I know why they think that about me, but for the rest of you guys, that's, you know, I get it too.
I have an idea, but you know, I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. Did I tell the story about the Uber driver that just started being racist in the middle of what I thought was like a really cool conversation?
No.
I was on the way to the casino and it was this guy, long hair, like ex-military or something. He had like a sticker that made me think that. And we started getting on the topic of linguistics, which is, I have a degree in theoretical linguistics. So this is the first person I've ever talked to in the wild that knew what I studied. And we were just like noodling about stuff. And then he started
It's
talking
not
about
just words.
That's not
It
It
words
is.
to you,
It
Uber,
is
all that
just
time.
words, bro. That's what it is, man. But he starts
Why you
talking
so
about how
upset
he
about him?
was stationed in Germany when he was in the military, and how he tried his hardest to like learn German when he was like, okay, let me be him for a second. This is his POV. He's like, yeah, I was stationed over in Germany for a couple years in Berlin. I tried real hard to learn German and, you know, fit in with the culture there and do everything, which is why I just fucking hate when Mexicans come here and refuse to learn English. And then I was like, okay. Like, all right, dude. Like, not what I thought you were going to say, but that's fine. And I was like, oh.
I feel like I've avoided a lot of this because a lot of times I just don't talk. And sometimes I've had an Uber driver who starts getting on a small tangent, and I'll literally just sit there and not say anything. And then
I'm very dismissive if they start to talk to me. I'm kind of like I try to act as disinterested as possible.
You got to. That's what I'm saying. Like I think T Papa, like he's on to, like when someone starts doing that, I usually will just like not be in a rude way, but just kind of like disengage from it if they're trying to like
move.
If they're
glued, I literally will have nothing on my phone and I'll just put it as close to my face as possible.
Yeah. The only one I can remember that was bad was this one guy who like he just started unloading about his ex-wife, and now she's trying to take everything.
That's like the
hold
worst.
Hold on. You gotta let that guy talk, though.
I
might not have anybody.
You gotta let him talk,
bro.
He's gonna drive off a cliff, bro. You gotta let him talk.
Here's the thing, though. It was actually interesting. Like the story was interesting, so I was like, okay, like this is actually interesting. And like she definitely, if he was anywhere truthful at all, she definitely was fucking taking his ass big. So like, I was like, I'll hear this out. Like this is fun. But,
poor guy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Gave him a good tip. You know, he wasn't having a good day. But I was gonna go back to we didn't even get to the. You said he went to this Caviar, but anything else crazy?
Oh yeah, we're like halfway done to the story. Actually, it's
okay. Sorry.
Nothing crazy happens at the restaurant, but I mean, we run up the bill.
Because we don't remember. What do you remember about the restaurant? Like I don't remember.
Dude,
anything.
the pork katsu sando. The uni toast
was good.
The
and
caviar
the
bumps. Yeah, as soon as each of the girls had 3 different cocktails in front of them because they just couldn't finish them as fast as we were ordering, that's when I knew like it was getting bad, dude. It was getting pretty bad. We're there. Go ahead.
Hold on. So I just hung out with my dad and I was able to go over all the French Laundry pictures with him and the single thread because he's been to a lot of those restaurants over there. And he was like so interested in hearing about the RO Lounge because it's new since he's been, and he just like kept asking questions. And I had like no answers because I did not remember anything besides the uni toast. So he was just asking these questions, and I was like, yeah, that was so good. And oh yeah, that cocktail was great because he had the menu pulled up and he was just, he was firing questions, and I had to act like I remembered things. It was awkward, but I pulled it off. I don't think he realized.
I didn't rate the caviar or the oysters and pearls cocktail. Actually, I was not a big fan of that one. That's
that was disgusting.
Oyster and pearls cocktail?
Yeah,
it just made me want the Vesper.
There's a really famous dish at the French Laundry. This is probably the most famous like fine dining dish of all time, called oysters and pearls, and it's like a butter sauce with tapioca, oyster, and caviar is basically what it is, and it's really good. So they made a cocktail inspired by that because it's like the sister restaurant. That's what it was. It wasn't very good.
It just sounds like it just doesn't really sound like the dish sounds really nice, but like putting that into a cocktail, I don't know if that resonates.
It was interesting, and it was $35, so I'm never buying that again in my life.
Yeah,
but
that
it was a great time. Like they treated us fantastic. Like the service was great, even though we were probably so belligerent and so loud.
Yeah, but they did. Where you drank their $35 oyster cocktail.
That's true. We ran up the building. That was fucking. Holy shit, that was actually not good. But I'm trying to think what happened in the middle of this. I really don't remember much about the restaurant. It was really fucking delicious. We got extremely plastered. We were there for a couple hours. And it's the sister restaurant to French Laundry, so it's right down the street from French Laundry. And so after we're done with the meal, we go for a little walk around town because it's more of a stagger around town, but we tried our best to like look at everything and see what's going on. And I mean, like me and Bodie were talking about like Dead Man for a sec, and then we were talking about French Laundry, and then Bodie's like, "Oh, we should go to the French Laundry and try to sit on the patio tonight. Try to sit on the fucking patio, lad." And I was like, "Fuck it, that's a good idea." And so me and Bodie is up there with the drunkest I have ever seen him. Like all of us are. We are all violently inebriated. And so we're going there talking about like chartreuse and wine and the meal, and like we're just getting really, really excited. And so we end up walking really far ahead of everybody. And like we turn back at one point, we don't know where anyone is. We have no fucking clue, and we're like, fuck it, let's keep going to the French Laundry. And so we basically break into the French Laundry. We like slam open normally what they expect you at the French Laundry. So they'll be waiting for you. They'll like open the door. You know, your party will be welcomed, but we're coming in at a random time where we don't have a reservation, and we basically assault the front desk. We're like, we would like to know if we could perhaps sit on the patio tonight and have a couple cocktails. And they were like, no, no, you can't do that. And Adam he started to like gaslight them. He's like, well, I'm from the UK and we've got a reservation on Monday, but we're leaving early Tuesday, so I'm not sure how late I could stay. It'd be lovely to see the property. He's like trying to lie to them to get into the French Laundry tonight.
It's a good gaslight. Get it to him.
It didn't work. It did not work at all. We probably reeked of alcohol. We were very obviously, it was the same wait staff when we went on Monday, which is pretty funny. They remembered us, and I barely remembered them. And so, like, mission unsuccessful. We don't know where anybody is at this point. I don't know who I called. I called someone to try to find the group. But meanwhile, T-Papa, you were with the girls when the dog thing happened, right?
Yeah, so what happens is...
This is what happened when we split up.
Are walking ahead,
left.
Right? They're, like, we're a
was
little
Bodie
bit of an
doing he was doing
group.
the Dollywood walk where he walks like 1,000 miles an hour?
Yeah, essentially.
Walk.
And you know, we're strolling blackout drunk, you know, in the streets, and then out of nowhere, this French Bulldog puppy is in the middle of the road. And I think it was Mel. Mel chases it down and picks it up. And now I'm with Mel, Jesse, Annie, and we have a French Bulldog puppy with no collar, and we are blackout drunk.
Was
and
It's a beautiful purebred French Bulldog,
it is
like a $7,000 dog.
Exactly.
Like a prize dog.
That's what I figured.
And
yeah,
we're all like, we taking this home. Like, it has no collar. Like, I have always wanted a French Bulldog. I have wanted a French Bulldog for so long, and Annie has always said no.
Sold that thing off for some change, bro.
It's all I've wanted, and we're holding and we're walking up the road. Oh, we wanted so many things were going through my head. No, I wanted the dog. It was so cute. I wanted it. I've always wanted a French Bulldog.
It's a lot more than 100 death
and
runs,
there
bro.
it was, bro. I'm like, it was like a gift from above. It's like I'm so drunk, and then out of nowhere, the puppy I've always wanted is lost in the middle of the road in front of me. And so we picked it up, and we're like, well, we got to try to find its owner before we steal it for at least like 2 minutes, you know, this is when Tasty and Bodie are now gone, essentially, right? And we're just walking up the street, and I don't know. I mean, like, we're so drunk. I know at one point people started peeing in front lawns, and
right across the street from the French Laundry too, like in view of the French Laundry. It is not good.
Yep. But yeah, we had the dog for like, I don't know, I would say 10 minutes. We're just walking up the road, holding it, trying to figure out like if we can get it home. Cause I had driven to Napa. So I was like, fuck, dude, I'm just going to bring this dog home. It's mine. And unfortunately, after a couple of minutes, this dude's like running up the street, literally like in tears, like, oh my God, you guys have my puppy. And he's like breaking down, like on the verge of just having the ugliest cry of his life in front of all of us. And we give him back his dog.
He was
and,
like crying.
Yeah. It was. So we got the guy's fucking dog back, bro. It was almost my dog.
The thought of you
and now we're lost. Now we're
dog.
just.
Was it? What if it was like actually his dog, or if it was like whoever he works for his dog? He's just terrified. He had another French Bulldog that looked just like this one, but was like
probably.
old. It was I think it was the mom. Like this was like it was clearly his dog. And so we gave it back to him. But now we're dogless. Now we're all sad, and we have no idea where Max and Bodie are. Like they're just gone. And I mean, we're so drunk. I have no idea how we found you.
We're in the middle of Yountville, California, which is one of the highest income places probably on the globe, and we are just not the right people to be there. Like we're not supposed to be there.
We were treating like their main strip of all the Michelin restaurants like we were on the Las Vegas strip. That's
what it was.
That's what it was. Literally like our Vegas strip, drunkenly walking.
We
were in the road.
It gets way worse. It gets worse after this.
I was gonna say you say that though, but I guarantee you, there's got to be some other groups of people that go there that get absolutely trashed, or even people who are older than us.
I fucking hope
like,
so.
Surely,
I really hope so,
bro. Surely.
I really do.
Yeah. I'm sure it's possible, but we definitely like we're like if you were to look up PBs, like we're front page.
Yeah, we're top 25
sure. I mean,
on the high scores.
We're
Easy.
always front page on being loud and drunk, so I would agree with that.
Yeah. And so anyway, those two storylines end, and I think I call Mel or something, and we like try to I don't know how we found each other. I really don't remember, but I remember seeing you guys, and like we finally met up, and we just started chatting about what happened. We were getting the download on the dog, and I look around and I'm like, where's David? Like my IRL friend that came with us, he was our 7th member. I was like, are you with David? And they were like, no, we thought he was with you. And so I start calling David. He's not answering. I start texting David. He's not answering. We're getting radio fucking silence from David. We're all like kind of worried because he was maybe the drunkest of us all. He drinks. He's a heavy drinker. He probably could go toe to toe with Hamzy. Like he's close to it. But
he's a little smaller. Like he's a
little smaller, yeah. But he is like, I think he actually maybe drinks more than Hamzy. It's actually possible.
Yeah, he's not 6'3" like me.
He drinks a lot.
No, he's not.
He's a smaller guy, and he's like skinny too. Like he trains for running a lot. But all of a sudden, in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is like not good. Like we can't find our friend who's way too drunk to be alone in a city that's gonna arrest him probably. And so the only thing I can think to do.
Can I stop you real quick? So to preface for the audience here, this David fellow, I think Tupapa talked about him on the podcast. He's like a triathlon guy, fucking Ironman guy.
He's training for like long distance. Yeah, he would, dude. Okay. He took this first night on the chin and then woke up and ran 7 miles the next morning. Like he's a fucking
demon, bro.
Yeah, he's a fucking.
Who's gonna carry the boats? David.
Yeah,
is.
Yeah. He's like a high-powered Amazon executive. He's like the psycho that you think he is. Like he's that kind of guy. Great person to have on the trip, honestly. He's fucking lost. We don't know where he is. And so the only thing I can think to do is call his best friend. He's a guy named Cheyenne. He's Persian. That's why his name is Cheyenne. And he has his location. And so I'm like blackout drunk calling. I'm like, Cheyenne, where's David? We can't find him. And he's like, what? Oh no, he immediately gets worried because like he's like, that's not like him. That's not good, dude. And he looks at his location. David is 45 minutes away from us on the way back to the Airbnb in an Uber. He just disappeared and got in an Uber and went back. But what actually happened is he's actually done this before when he gets blisteringly blackout drunk. He pulls what we like to call a vanish. He never remembers doing it. Like he doesn't like doing this. He likes to stay to the end of things, but I think there's like a primal thing in his brain to protect him. He did it in Japan one time, which is like notorious. Like your friends can't get a fucking hold of you in Japan. And
it sounds like he needs therapy.
He like blackout drunk called an Uber, and then he got in the Uber. He fell asleep, and he only woke up when he got back to the Airbnb, and the driver woke him up. And he's like, "Hey, you're here. Like, get out." And he told us he immediately got so fucking sad because he wanted to hang out with us for the rest of the night, and he didn't mean to call an Uber home and go home. And he's an hour away. Our Airbnb is so far away from this thing. And so we're like live sharing Cheyenne's screen to look at the map and like try and locate him. And we finally figured out he's like relatively safe. And so we're like, all right, fuck it. At this point, this might be top 3 drunkest I've ever been in my life, if not number 1, just on the sheer volume of alcohol I've consumed over the timeline.
It was my number 1. It was my number 1.
It was potentially my number 1. It very much was.
I wonder what that is that makes you do that, because I've gotten so drunk a few times where I've done that. It's been a long time, but the most recent was when the Titans they made it to the AFC Championship. I think that was 2021, maybe 2020. I think it was 2020. It was 2020. They made it to the AFC Championship, and we were winning, bro. Like we're gonna go this. Like we're winning at halftime. Like
3 touchdowns on the Chiefs.
Yeah, we were up 17 points. We're up 17 points on the Chiefs. And it's about to be like halftime. Like I'm so fucking trash. I'm like, bro, we might actually go to the fucking Super Bowl. And then of course they come back and beat us. And I just remember like coming to sitting on a toilet, like in this bar, like sitting on a toilet. I come to, and I immediately. Am like, I can't go to jail. I cannot go to jail. And I just order an Uber immediately. And like when I go to the Uber, I remember like I'm like looking, like checking the fucking, like I feel like the cops are about to like tackle me and take me to jail. And like, I'll never forget that. And then on the way home, like I was like, can I puke? Like in the most like casual way, I asked the guy, and he's like, what? And I was like, can I throw up? And he's like, yeah. And he pulled over and I threw up. And like, he was like, man, I'm sorry about the loss. And I was like, dude, just thanks for letting me puke, bro. Like, it's fine. That was one of the saddest days of my life. But like, that's that primal instinct of like the fucking, like I don't know, you just hit the, like, you got to get out of there. Even though I was fine, I was just sitting on a fucking toilet. Like, it was nothing going on. I don't know. I like, something kicked in. I had to vanish. I pulled the vanish.
The vanish.
Really exactly what you're talking about.
No, that's, it has to be studied. It's a thing. But David's gone. We're all reunited. Everything's safe. All of us are in a really bad state. Like we're not doing good. And I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm hungry. I want McDonald's. Like I say that out loud. I'm pretty sure, probably verbatim. And so I pull up Google Maps. We're in Yountville, California. There's no McDonald's for like 40 minutes. They frown at that, dude. Like they don't want people who go to McDonald's.
They got McDonald's, bro, and it's $100.
Yeah, that's literally what they have. And so we're just walking down the strip, and like I look up to my left and I see the 2 Michelin star sign, and I'm like, you guys.
Oh god.
Let's go here. I learned later it's a 2 Michelin key. I thought it was a star. It's 2 Michelin keys, which is for the hotel, but it was the restaurant in the 2 Michelin key hotel. And we like stumble in and we're like, you guys got room for 6 right now? And they were like, yeah. And we sit down. It's a tasting menu. And we're like, oh fuck. We're all doing the tasting menu and the wine pairing, please.
Crazy.
Fuck it, why not?
Fuck it, why not? That's exactly what happened. Dude, no one is happy, bro. Everybody is
I was stoked.
We were stoked.
Me, you, and Bodie were like, yes, let's fucking go.
The girls were not happy. They did not. No. Jesse was a little bit happy. The other girls were not super happy about it.
Annie fell asleep in the chair, just completely
We're on
passed
course 2, and I look over. Annie is asleep in her chair. Dead asleep in her chair.
That's a given though, because my favorite part of when we were in London and we were at the Fat Duck was Annie slowly falling asleep throughout the meal. And I kept looking over at her. And
that's just a classic.
Fucking nodding
just
off.
a classic.
It's gonna happen.
Also needs to be studied. How you falling asleep, bro?
I get it, bro. I feel like that's why I gotta have, when I drink now, you gotta have the caffeine under, bro. Because if it's just pure alcohol, I just want to go to sleep.
You gotta have a little bit. I think I probably had an espresso martini at some point, but it's a short one. It's like 5 courses. I think it wasn't anything insane, but by like the 3rd course, which is the one right before the main, our server knows that we shouldn't probably be here right now. And he comes out and he's like, do you guys just want me to tell the kitchen to fire everything at once and bring it out right now? And we were like, yeah. Please do that, dude, please. And so we get all like our last 3 courses just ASAP.
That's a professional right there.
The kitchen fires all of it to get us out of there. We pay, we leave, and then the Uber ride home. I forgot about that. You can tell that one. We get in the Uber ride home. It's an hour. I fall asleep until we get there. I'm asleep this whole time.
It's an hour? Oh my goodness.
It's an hour away.
I'm not asleep. I'm in the back row, and it's windy roads, really windy roads, and we've had a lot to drink and a lot to eat.
Oh no.
And there you know what's coming. And so
exactly what's coming.
So I mean,
don't tell me.
Good thing you weren't riding backwards. It'd have been a lot more.
so we're going, and
what seat were you in?
Middle back seat.
No.
Middle back.
I was right next to it.
No. Nowhere to go.
It's still the most insane thing. Yeah, that's the thing. I had nowhere to go. It's still like one of the more insane things that I felt like has happened to my body. But we're going, and I'm a little nauseous. Really not that nauseous, but I'm just so full. And we're probably about 45 minutes into the 1 hour, and I'm like, oh, dude, like I'm nauseous. This is not good. Whatever. I'll be fine. Like this is bitch shit. Like this is not that bad of nausea. And I'm like, oh, I'm nauseous because I've had a pouch in for 45 minutes. Let me take this pouch out. So I go to take out my nicotine pouch, And I'm literally, I like pull it out. And the second I pull it out, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna throw up. And I'm like starting to put it in my pocket. I'm like, oh, I need to put that back in right now. Whatever that was holding the nausea in. And like, I'm trying to fumble with this slimy pouch I had pulled out of my mouth. And then within probably 5 seconds of pulling out the pouch, I am going from 30% nausea to I'm now throwing up. And I go to throw up and I probably catch 95% of it in my mouth and then re-swallow it. But I definitely had some drippings and it was all over my hand. And then Jessie turns around and she's like, motherfucker, you just fucking threw up. And
no one says it yet, though. Nobody says it.
No one.
It was a look. It was a look.
Yeah. No one says anything because like you don't want to get that fee, you know, you don't want to get that throw up Uber fee. And I kept it like I kept so much of it in. But just like the smallest amount getting out is like it's game over, you know.
Apparently the car reeked of vomit.
Yeah, it reeked. It reeked bad. It reeked. It was horrendous. I will not lie. It was as bad as it could get. Luckily, no throw up anywhere besides on myself though. What? I do, bro. I do.
A little bit.
I do. Well, I get nauseous.
What do you use for making fun of me?
You're a
puker,
puker,
aren't you,
AMC?
It's the long karma.
Oh, I'm the biggest puker.
It's just like I'm just like doing. I don't throw up unless I'm with you guys, though. Like it's only when I'm with you, which is your fault. Anyways.
I've never puked with you guys. I don't think. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I have.
only puke with you guys.
I don't think I've puked with you guys.
That one day was different because we were in fucking Florida sun. I was on 2 hours of sleep at the amusement park going on rides. That was I was set up for failure that day, and I was set up for failure right here too. But yeah, we throw up and I throw up. And I remember Mel is like, can we get some fresh air in the car? And I'm like, dude, thank God. This guy's gonna roll down all the windows and I'm gonna be saved. And like, he's like, yeah. And then he like rolls down her window in like fucking front of the car on the right. And I'm just like, sweet. Now this sucks. And it was like, 10 minutes of silent throw up car ride until we got home. And then I ran and just got in the shower, looked at my clothes. They really weren't that bad.
But nothing on the car? Like, did you get charged?
No charge.
No.
The Uber driver did acknowledge it, though. I don't know if you saw that. He was like, it smells pretty bad in here. That's what he said.
Dude, I got dropped off once. It smells
bad because he didn't roll down the windows, bro. Like, why are you not like? He wanted to throw. I have a feeling he wanted it because he wanted that big charge, and he like,
yeah.
Because he was gonna bank on that, you know. And
you never know. I mean, everyone.
This was Bodie's Uber too.
Man.
This is Bodie's credit card ordering the Uber.
Some of them can be snakes, man. You never know,
bro. You should for the.
Oh, dude, I had no idea. I thought it was yours. I feel way less worried. If I knew that, I would have been way like.
No, but you never know who you're dealing with. Like they can just, it's like they can just say, oh, it's all fine, and then they can charge you after. But it's like I got dropped off once, and it was literally, dude, right as we were pulling up to my apartment, like fucking pulling right up, and I was like, oh god, like here it comes, and I opened the window in the back seat, and I am not kidding, man. I was waist out of the window, puking, like full waist out of the window, puking, so that it wouldn't even drip on the side of the outside of the car, like just throwing up.
You got,
and the guy's going.
That's crazy.
The guy's going slow because he's pulling up to the place, and then like he stops, and I get out, and I'm just like, listen, man, I need you to get out of the car, and for 1 second, just acknowledge the fact that not a single fucking drip got on your car, please. Like, look at this. And he comes out, he's like, oh, yeah, good job, man. You know what? Don't worry. Like, you're fine. Like, I'm not going to charge you for anything.
He's probably so fucking pissed because they want that.
He wanted.
They want
honestly,
that money.
The outside of the car is where you would want them, like someone to puke, because then like that's easy to clean off.
Yeah,
and
then you get to charge
somebody.
it, but still not have as much.
Not a big deal. Like the inside's a nightmare, someone pukes in your fucking car.
No, but you never know what kind of like. I mean, some people can be snakes. It's the same way as like people who order the cars, or like any like DoorDash. Oh, my driver forgot something, even though like sometimes it's all the same. We're all the same people, dude. One time I forgot my phone in my car, or in the Uber, and I got dropped off. I'm walking up to my house. I realized I don't have my phone. I left it in the Uber. I fucking sprint down the road Like, I'm hauling ass. I don't see the car. I'm running. I find the guy like 2 blocks away at a red light, the Uber that just dropped me off. And I knock on his window and I say, he thinks I'm some crazy person. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, my phone's in the back of your car. Like, can I just, he like, oh, okay. Yeah. He lets me open the door. I take my phone out and I go on my way. I get a fucking $35 lost and found returning fee.
Oh, that's so shiesty, dude.
No.
Damn.
It got refunded.
That's
but
good.
I was like,
Oh,
dude,
you told him what happened?
I told him, I was like, dude, refund me, but also look into this shady motherfucker, dude. Like, I'm telling you the whole story. Like, this guy didn't even know my phone was in the back of his car. I did all the work.
Talking about this reminds me of probably the best thing I got away with not getting charged was on an Uber as an Airbnb. This is back when I was in college. So I'm like 310, 315 pounds when I played football.
God
and
damn.
I like met this girl.
300.
Yeah, I was like probably 310, 315 around that. Like this is like my I think second year, like partially through that. And I like meet this girl halfway to like we were gonna fuck, right? And we were in it's an Airbnb and where I'm fucking her, and it's not because I'm laying it down any crazy, it's because I'm 310 pounds. The bed just snaps in half, bro. I'm pounding away full missionary, and this shit just fucking like this snaps in the middle.
That's
The
crazy.
frame.
Big
it was
ass sweaty Seth.
it's just shitty, like shitty wooden frame. Just all 3 of the fucking planks just snap, and the fucking bed just fucking goes. The mattress goes in.
He's hitting the fucking headboard like it's the sled.
That's insane.
Dude, I was because that's what I had to grab. I was gonna go face first into her, but I grabbed the fucking headboard, so it saved me, bro. And I rolled over. We're both just sitting there, like it just silent.
Bro, she got
like,
chance, bro. She got chance.
She got fucking like she was not like she was I don't know like 130 pounds maybe or something. Like she definitely got fucking chance. But yeah,
That's crazy work, dude.
I made the owner feel bad though. I was like, your bed wasn't big enough for me. Like I'm a big guy. Like it just snapped as soon as I rolled over and it snapped.
You fucking
like,
little liar, dude. You are such a sneaky rat, bro.
Little do they know, he's got a fucking whole NFL highlight tape, recruiting tape in the bedroom. Could have gotten a scholarship off that clip, man. The way he dismantled that headboard and broke the bed into a million pieces.
I forgot about that, but yeah, that was like
This could be your offensive line.
Because the owner, I told her I literally called her the next day immediately, and I was like, "Yeah, the bed broke," and she's like, "I don't know, I rolled over," and that would have been like, who knows how much I would have got charged for that, bro. I was broke. I was not. I was definitely just like, yeah, bro, I broke the bed. My fat ass broke the bed.
You a new fucking Herman Miller
reality,
bed frame.
that is kind of, I mean, that is what happened at the end of the day. Like my fat ass just broke the bed, you know. Like if I didn't weigh that much, it probably wouldn't have broke, you know. But
did
you
you
know,
get an Airbnb to fuck that girl?
We like got one. We were doing stuff like we got one like halfway because she went to UT, University of Tennessee, and I was at another school that was like an hour away, and we got like a place kind of in the middle. Like we kind of met in the middle and got a place.
So you
and, like,
you
we
did. Is it for one night, or were you like hanging out and like doing stuff?
No, we like hung out during the day, and then like at
Okay.
night, yeah, obviously we stayed at the Airbnb. So like, yeah, it was like a date, but like we knew that we were gonna like hook up. Like that was pretty
Yeah.
the kind of an agreement on both sides, you know. But yeah, I got away with breaking the bed for sure. So, but
Yeah, man.
honestly, bro, it was a cheap ass bed. You know, I was thick, but come on, bro, that bed was cheap. I also looked at it didn't even break. Like the mattress was fine. It was just the frame, like you know the
Was
slats
it the
on the frame.
slats?
Yeah, it just snapped all of them. All
Dude,
of them
those
just
are like
snapped.
$20 from IKEA.
Yeah, so like I didn't feel too bad, but like I know that they would probably charge you like way over for some shit like that
Yeah,
if like
they'd
they
get a
thought
new
you were at
Fuma
fault.
bed
So
frame.
I left out the sex part and just said I rolled over and it broke. And she felt so bad. She's like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't think about that. Maybe I could have like, you know, I could have told you to go to a different Airbnb." I was like, "Damn, I'm that fat. What the fuck, man?"
She's asked how many. She asked all the guests how much they weigh now before they book, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, I forgot about that though. Yeah, that's a good one. But continue. Is there anything else that happened here besides the puke?
That was the first night. We got back. I don't remember anything except stumbling down to the kitchen at like 4 a.m, and I was still really, really drunk, and I almost puked because the stairs were too hard to get up. That was the closest I got to puking that night. And then I just, like when you exert yourself when you're like on the recovery, hangover, middle of the night, like just fucked up, weird. And you get that like kind of hot flash and you get like dizzy and you vibrate a little. That's what happened to me.
You had the spins, bro. The spins. That's when you're really, when you are in a different level of like blackout and drunk when you're laying in bed and things moving around you. That's the worst, bro. I hate that. That's the worst.
Dude, one of the keys to that is just slide yourself to the side of the bed and put a foot on the ground.
That's some alcoholic.
I love that you know
bro.
tips, bro. That's crazy.
My uncle taught me that.
Hey man, runs in the family, bro. I bet he can drink.
No, it is a thing of stabilization.
I plan
I'll
on
try
not
that.
getting that drunk ever again. Hopefully.
Well, you get
What
the
about when
spins.
you
You get
what
the
about
spins
when we
from
go
the
to
on.
San Diego, guys? Surely you guys are you excited to go to San Diego?
Okay, one more time. That's it, though, dude. That's the last time, bro.
Come on, man.
How about closer? How
It's
about
in
closer into the
October.
future?
It's in October. We still got plenty of time.
How about
to plan.
closer into the
Sure.
future? You guys excited for the Boingo?
Oh,
Yeah, we can talk about. Let's talk about RuneScape a little bit.
So fucking
Just a little
stoked
bit.
for the point. I'm farming Slayer points.
Have
right
we all
now,
been
dude.
doing Slayer this whole time? Because I've been doing Slayer
I've been doing
this whole
Slayer,
time.
yeah. I've stopped when I was
I haven't been doing
talking,
shit.
but when you guys are saying shit, I'm fucking cannoning.
So I'm still mining in the Amethyst mines. By the way, during the Demo Mode All Stars week, I'm almost 3 million mining XP. No pet yet, unfortunately. But
Post 99, you mean?
Yeah, well, I'm about to hit 33 mil, but I'm saying like during the week, I almost got like 3 mil. Yeah, I'm dedicated for the pet, baby. But anyway, so when Araxor came out, I farmed like I think 8,000 or 9,000 Slayer points, so I could just fucking camp it, and like I still have a bunch left over, so I don't have to get any Slayer points. I think I have like
8,000 Slayer points is a fuck ton. What do you?
Yeah, dude,
that many for?
I was that's when we were on kick, baby.
Yeah, that was way more than you would have ever
Oh,
needed.
that makes sense. Yeah.
No,
dude.
he went dry. Did you probably went through all those
No,
points, didn't
I
you?
went dry. I went through a lot. I have like 2,800 left or something. I almost used a lot. I used a ton of them.
Oh, yeah,
for sure,
2,800
bro.
I ended up going
that's
through all my
fine, dude.
Araxor
You're
points. I can't
chilling.
remember how many I farmed, but
Yeah.
I do know that for the last homie hunt, I did farm more points than I needed, and I still have like 800 left.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Dude, how
I'm-
much I miss
might
that,
snag a
bro?
couple
I
more.
turning off the camera and doing Slayer points for 3 hours, just chilling. On kick.
That's crazy, dude. The
Pretty
only
nice.
time I ever felt like
Good
a
time.
thief was when I played DayZ. I played DayZ
You like
once.
okay, listen, no, you had the fucking Hell's Kitchen on too a few times.
Bro,
Okay,
that
buddy.
was legit though. I was
That's fire, bro.
commentating.
That's fire content, bro.
That was the most chat interaction I've ever had. Was during fucking Hell's
fair.
Kitchen, bro. That
That's
was
fair.
a
I'll give you
show.
that.
I played DayZ to like 27 people one night. And dude, I don't know if you ever watched early game DayZ. You're just running through a forest for no joke 90 minutes. Like,
Dude, I would
get.
get drunk on Saturday and then play why can't I remember what it's called? Oh, Lethal Company. And I would be drunk as shit driving like the truck and Lethal Company just driving
That's
it in
pretty sick.
circles. Like 30 people. Good times, bro. Kick, take us back, man. Just for a few months. Just for a few
Yeah,
months.
dude,
for
give us
fun.
one more 3-month contract. Come on.
I'd do it, bro. Just for
Oh,
fun.
I'd do it for sure.
It'd be
Yeah, that
fun.
was like, it was
Yeah.
great, but now that I've had it and I don't have it, now I'm like, I love
Be
it.
fun to
I
hit it one
appreciate
time,
that,
you know?
dude, you know? Yeah.
One time for the one time. But Boingo, I'm stoked for the Boingo. The draft show went great, aside from OBS fucking me, bro. But I manned it, you know.
I think
took care of
chat
it.
flamed
Oh,
way
yo,
more
Joe.
than it was fun though.
I was
It
flaming you on
besides
my stream for
besides
sure.
the
Don't
first
worry.
time when you played the whole intro without the audio, that was
That
hysterical.
was the funny
that was
part.
fucking-
That was funny.
So,
the rest of it was
what
that
better.
was great.
What happened was so I put all that stuff into a scene and I tested it live. Like I used a burner account to test it, make sure everything worked, and then I exported it and put it back into my other thing I had it in. And it saved all the scenes. All the scenes were great, but it did not save the audio settings. You have to change those manually. So that's why I was fucked up. So I had to, as soon as this thing started playing, I had to click real fast and change the properties real quick to make it work.
Oh,
But,
that's
yeah, I had
how
to
you
salvage
fix it. Yeah.
That was the only thing I could do because all the scenes were already in there. I couldn't just, and unless I just clicked the in button, it was like, oh, the corn. But I wasn't on. You know, that's real quick thinking. You know. That's what I should have did though. Should just ended the stream real quick. Be like, oh no, my internet's fucked up. What happened? Then like fix it all real quick and then restart. But
Dude, nothing worse than messing with OBS while you're live.
Oh,
Yeah.
literally. It's
Yeah,
the
dude,
one rule.
it was tilting. I was like, "There's no fucking way this didn't save," because I knew exactly what happened whenever I was spamming like no audio. I thought people were fucking with me for a second. I was like, "Oh no, they're right." Like I looked at the properties on it and I was like, "God damn it, it didn't
There's
save." Now I'm
no
gonna do this.
waveforms.
Yeah, I was like, "God damn it," but it still turned out good. It was good, and the segments were the only part that were important anyway, and those were barely muted. So
Yeah, overall,
But,
very fun. Had a great time.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, the draft show is great. Thanks for the raid. That was a good first stream back.
Yeah, well, I kept talking about I was gonna raid Tasty, and I just typed in T Papa's name.
Dude, bro,
And
I was so
raided
excited.
T-Papa.
I literally was like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm gonna be in there for like 7 minutes. So Prison Joe raids an empty stream, and then I came back and you didn't raid. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I rated T Papa because he was honest. I asked him which one of you had streamed last, and he said you did. He was honest, and so I was like, I'm gonna reward T Papa for being honest. He was honest. He didn't lie to me. So
Thank you. I didn't. Max, were you live? I didn't even think you were live.
both
I was
you
live.
guys were.
I was streaming it. Yeah. I had a bunch of refugees come into my stream during the draft because you could hear all the Discord audio on my stream, and you couldn't
that
hear
was
the
nice.
captains.
That was good. I was like,
Yeah.
come on in, guys. You can hear the captains here. Come on.
Yeah, I could. So like my shit was so fucked. I couldn't turn. That was the main part. Like the whole draft show was fine because it was just muted for a second. But the thing that sucked the most is I had all the Discord levels set for like, like to like sound good, and then it fucked all of them, bro. You could barely. I turned you guys all the way up, and you could barely hear you. And I was like, I'm just gonna mute you guys, and I'll announce the fucking things. That was probably the most annoying part, but. It went well. We got the draft done. It was good. I think everybody's excited. You know,
How do you guys feel about your teams?
I'm honestly,
I'm so
bro.
stoked.
Here's the thing: is it's been a very long time since I've been a bingo captain. It's been like 5 years. I've always played in a lot of bingos, but which is a good thing because I know the bingo players. I understand bingo, RuneScape bingo. A lot of people don't understand RuneScape bingo to its core because at its core, it's not about getting all the like the best EHP demon players. It's about getting those people and then also people who are willing to do
there's a
sire,
balance to it.
who are willing to do the less desirable stuff and have a good time doing it and still vibe and then keep the chemistry there. Like that's RuneScape bingo. That's the team that always wins. The team that always wins always has a few demons and a few people who like are also demons in their own right. Like they're doing like Sire and Zora and stuff like that, but like they're on. You know what I'm saying? And like
that's why I picked
playing
Don Dada, bro. You ever see that guy offline? No. I'm gonna look right now. He's on.
Bro, also that Miss 97 person's always online. Like, that's
love
the joke.
Miss, dude. I love him.
dude.
He might have
He's sick. He's
1.3 EHB, but he's like a good dude. Like,
What's
he's in
he
my
doing
chat.
online, though?
Miss, because he's always on. He has like I don't know what's going on. I have so many questions for Miss.
We have his game plan already. Like we sat down in Discord and like we're helping him learn Zora and stuff. He's doing all the barrows. He's doing all the perilous moons. Like he's gonna do all the low level stuff, and we're gonna teach him. Might not be efficient, you know. Maybe it loses us some rankings, but we're gonna teach him content, dude. We're gonna make him a good player.
No, but Miss is also for the homies. Like that's someone who
for the homies.
That's gonna be a good
exactly.
person to have on the team.
You gotta get that.
I got teenagers too. He's a fucking treat. I love teenagers. Don Dada is a fucking pleasure, bro. I could not be the only person I want that's not on my team.
Don Dada with your 3rd overall pick was crazy because I'm only saying that. I'm
I'm
only
gonna
saying
be honest.
that
I thought he was way better at the game than he is.
Okay. I'm
Bro,
only
he messaged me immediately. He's like, "Why did Tasty do that?"
Listen, I'm only saying that just because you could have got him in this. Because like I had him on my board at like 7. It's like 7th pick, 8th pick, really good value there. But 3rd overall, yeah, that's pretty wild.
I regret nothing. I don't regret a single thing, bro.
I mean, you know, you might get lucky, bro. You could go on the run. You never know.
He's online all the time. He's helped an immense amount with the bingo. So like that right there tells me about his work ethic. You know, like he's and
This
like
bingo-
also I love talking to him, and he's like active all the time. He's just vibes. He's vibes and he's grind.
The base bingo is good because there's no alts. You can't use alts. You can't get super sweaty with the alts, which ruins a lot of bingos because there's like always a few guys who want to play on fucking 10 accounts and fucking go crazy. You know what I mean? Like that makes it more RNG based. Like it makes it more like of a fun thing and takes away from like the super sweaty competitive side of it. You know, we got a good balance of everything, but I'm happy with my team. You know, I came out, I picked one of the funniest bingo moments to me was Hamzy thinking that this guy was off the board,
dude.
And he wasn't.
So bad.
I picked him first. That was funny. By the way, to let you know, I did not tell him to change his name. That wasn't planned. He changed his name due to something about some other guy having the name who's a piece of shit and he didn't want the name anymore and he changed it before. I promise you, bro. I swear to you, bro. I had nothing to do with that.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry about it, bro.
I'm just
don't.
I'm just putting it out there,
listen,
bro.
man, dude.
But
no
that's why it was
feelings.
so funny too, because I got your ass. I didn't even have to plan it. That's why it was so good. Like that's why I like when you were in disbelief.
I just want you to know, man.
So
I just want you to know, like, dude, this is a fun event. It's all about us just enjoying ourselves. Like, we're gonna have a good time. And you're you're the big dog, dude. You're my dog. You know you're my dog.
This is
He
Cav,
fucking
bro.
hates you. He's gonna
You know
kill
you're
you.
my dog.
He
This
sounds like he's gonna kill you in your sleep.
No,
That's what he sounds like right now,
dude.
dude.
You're my
He was in
dog.
drama
You've
in his
always
last
been my
bingo.
dog.
He was in drama.
You've
last
always
bingo,
been my
bro.
dog.
He's a
The
he's a
only
bingo
thing
drama
about
guy.
the only thing about dogs is the sad thing. You always end up having to put them down at some point. So
See?
just know that what happens
I was waiting for
between
this.
June 13th and the 22nd is not my fault. You did this, okay? So just know that this is not my fault.
Dude, WWE is about to sign you now. That was good.
That was really good.
Like
dude.
that.
Damn. I'm gonna steal that at least 10 times during this competition. But not even for PJ, just for everybody. I'm gonna call him a dog. I gotta put down, bro.
Yeah. I got some good ones. I got him. I got Berry Shark. She's a bingo demon. She's really good.
Is she a grinder?
Yeah, Barry's a great fucking pick to have, dude.
Yeah.
She got sniped there was a round that she got picked like right before I was about to pick her.
Oh yeah, she's an insane pick.
Yeah, that was great. I'm looking at my board here.
Olive's
I got
team is
Dublin for the
fucking
vibes.
gross,
Dublin, the Dungeon Master Dublin.
Dublin's
Incredible
sick.
vibes.
Yeah, I
pick.
love Dublin.
Got a great
Definitely
one there.
wanted. I'm very jealous of Dublin. Dublin was very high on my board.
He was
I had to get
I
him,
was
bro.
only.
Had to get him.
I was just going for my friends. Like I just got all of my friends that I want to sit
You
and
know,
call with all day.
It's not about necessarily your EHB or how good you are at the game. Like that does factor in. There is a consistency of like what teams do well with like what kind of players they have. But there's also like a stat you can't really put a number on of just being a bingo demon.
X Factor.
Yeah, well,
There
that's
are bingo
why,
demons out there.
I picked Alyssa fifth because she's always top points in every bingo because she just fucking
Bingo
plays the
demon.
entire time. Just plays the entire time. Yeah, there's like obviously he's not fucking doing some insane like efficient top or CM or anything, but it's just perma on playing and getting drops and like you gotta have people like that to win.
Oh, dude, she single-handedly finished Grotesque Guardians for her team in one of the.
And that's a
rounds.
tile you don't want to do. That's a tile I don't want to do.
That's
Yeah.
might be the
I'll
worst
send it.
tile.
Let me at it, dude.
Me
I'm
and
fucking
Hamzy
used to
argued
it.
for an hour and a half about that tile.
Yeah, we did. I couldn't remember where the argument. I actually couldn't remember where the argument ended too. I had to go back and check the board to see if it was still on there, but it's still on. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Hamzy had two arguments when we were putting that board together. It was I did not want the Tourmaline core because I hate I hate everything about gargoyles. And then the vestige.
Oh, that was. Dude, come on, man.
That's
Not gonna have fucking
Vestige.
vestiges on a bingo.
That's
Like,
a hard
joke,
one.
dude.
That's a pretty tough one.
Here's the thing with that one, right?
Yeah,
so
but-
we have
You
the
give me
vestige.
2 out of 3.
Well, no. Listen.
I probably
It's
am.
fine. It's
Listen,
fine.
no,
Like,
no, no,
I have,
no, no,
I
listen,
have,
dude,
I have
listen.
2 people in my
Let
team
me-
that are like 1,000 no
Papa,
vestige,
let me
so it's
tell
okay.
you. Let me tell you why it's
Okay,
not a big
dude,
deal.
there was a home.
I don't think he's
there was a
gonna let you
homie hunt
tell.
where
He's
I
getting
was like
crazy. He's
1,000
getting
kills
crazy.
You
in
guys are too into
to
it, man.
Vardorvis
He's
and
grabbing
had
his mic
no,
really hard.
no
Look at him.
vestige, and I totally
like
said
his jaw's moving too.
I'm 2 out of 3, and I ended up spending the whole fucking time at Vardorvis and getting
Okay, let me
ass.
listen. Let me in here. Let me tell you why it's not a big deal because there's another tile that is 2 Virtus or 2 axe pieces, and I guarantee you, in your time going for that, someone's gonna get a vestige. So it's really not that big.
Yeah.
Deal.
That was the whole
That was my
argument. That was the
point.
whole-
It's just like, then let's just take it off. See, we're getting back into it.
No,
again.
no. This was the whole. Okay, yeah. Now we're getting into like
and
staff
Hamzy
chat.
argued-
That's fine.
But
That's fine. But I'm
me and
saying
Hamzy
either
argued for
way,
an
This
either
was-
way, it doesn't matter.
Bro,
either
this
way.
was the
I'm
big
saying.
argument that I had. Like, imagine you're going for fucking Virtus or an X piece, and then you get a vestige, and it's like, oh, well, that doesn't count for anything. Come on, man.
Yeah. I think either way it doesn't matter, so you're both right at the end of the day. Like either way it doesn't matter.
is
But
Video
one of us
game,
is
that's
more
true.
than the other, right?
What do you mean?
Is the vestige on the table?
One of us is more, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah,
The
it
vestige
is.
is on there, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, then that's
It
the
is.
one
It was
that
the right
I
thing to
want.
do.
That's my side now.
Yeah, I mean I think it's fine. It ain't a big deal. But if it wasn't on
Yeah,
there, I
no,
wouldn't
there
be
was a
bitching
lot of
about it.
balancing, to do. It's our first time doing this. You know, so obviously,
Yeah.
you know, like we
Yeah,
might even,
yeah, true.
Let me say this.
like we might even find ourselves at the end, like looking back and be like, oh, maybe
Did you guys
out of
have people
balance.
hit you up? I had a lot of players hit me up and a lot of content creators like, I didn't know this was a thing. Why didn't you tell me? I want to be in this. Like, there are a lot of people who want to be in this.
A lot of
I've
FOMO last
gotten
day.
a good few
Lot of
those
FOMO
people.
last day.
A lot of like, is it too late to sign up? And I'm like, yeah, you had 1 month, so yeah, it's a little
Good,
too.
dude.
It's a little too late
Is
to
it too
sign
late
up,
to
bro.
sign up, buddy? We're in the 5th round of the draft.
Here's what we can hope about the base bingo, okay? You know, the base core's been revived a bit. It used to just be for kind of information thing. Now we got people chatting in there. That's good. The CC's looking good, and hopefully the event goes well. Then next time it could be even bigger. You know, we can have more players, more
True,
content
true.
creators, because we're all about rising the tide out here. So hopefully it's a good time. You know.
Yeah, CC's popping off, dude. I love logging on and seeing like people just chatting shit and having a good time in the CC. That makes me feel good.
It'll be fun
Yeah,
too.
there's
This
a
will
lot
be
more
fun.
people
It'll
now
be
too.
fun.
It's cool.
Yeah, the
It's
Boingo
good. It's good that
definitely made it
we're
fucking
all
huge.
like
that was
like
the plan,
obviously
though.
we all want to like win and do well, but like at the end of the day, we all primarily just want to have a fucking good time and like have a good team and have fun and shit. So
It like
Of course.
you can. It's so much RNG, but like we're all gonna try our hardest. But I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I got so many of my friends. Like it's gonna be a blast. I think
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
have.
Yeah.
So
I
much
did.
fun.
I tried to
All of
pick
us.
like half new people, so I wanted to make some new friends.
You
know?
did a good job of doing that,
Oh,
TC.
Bro,
You kinda
everyone
influenced me.
everyone was
people
like, bro,
in.
Tasty's taking bribes in my chat.
I
They're like,
got
dude, Tasty's
4
taking bribes.
No,
Why
I'm
are you taking
taking
random
ran-
people?
Doge was a bribe, but he was going to give me those subs anyway, and I was going to pick him anyways, so it works fine.
I
Like,
took 4
everybody's happy.
people. I took 4 people I know nothing about just for like just because off of
Yeah,
1 or 2 things
same.
I've heard about them. So like that's what I want to do typically. There's like 5 people like that. My secret weapon is wellyism. You'll know by the end of the competition.
Well, he
Good
is
luck out
on
there.
Okay.
Actually,
secret
that
weapon.
might be, dude. Radio is a little fiend, bro. He went out and did like research on all the players. He like looked them up on Wise Old Man and stuff, and asked people about him. And he gave me like a short list mid draft of all the people left that I should go for. And I was like, all right, that's fucking sweet.
Okay, so what I did was now I can leak, you know. So we took the temple osrs thing with the doc of everybody, and then we took them all and we ran it like through AI, and we had their EHB like in shit adjusted on like what the tiles were. And we had this
Fucking
crazy
nerd,
chart.
bro.
It was
Grow up,
fun.
dude. Just have fun.
Yeah, we went hella nerd, and then like
You
You know
would
what?
not have thought that based off who you
Bro,
ended up picking.
if you're
That's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I'm
was gonna
saying.
say,
Bro,
bro,
you
your
took
team
resting,
is-
man. What the hell?
your team is insane.
He did all this research and then he just picks his friends.
But you know, there's a lot of, you know, I messaged a lot of the guys I took. I messaged for them, like, do you have days
You
off?
should have heard what Mason was
Like,
saying about
dude,
you
that
last
would be
night, bro.
believable if like you
Mason
took like,
said,
you
bro,
know,
I was in
random
VC.
people, but you just took your friends.
I was in VC last night with Mason, and he kept going, dude, like, who is on my team? Like, why did this T Papa guy
Mason?
pick me? Yeah, he kept saying, why did he pick me?
Mason is like, we keep talking about Mason because Mason's so good, right? But like, you know, it's Mason.
But he's
So,
not, bro. If you guys are
Mason-
losing, I'm telling you, he's not going to play if you guys are losing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the type of teammate
he
he
won't.
is.
Bro,
you know?
he straight up
like-
lied to me. He
he's-
told me he
he's-
wasn't playing, dude.
He's like prime Terrell Owens, AJ Brown. Like, we're gonna have to be winning. We're gonna have to get him the ball a little bit. And if like, you know, if the team's producing, then he's interested. And if not, and that's fine. You know, I'll go hard the first 3 days. And hopefully we're going.
I've been on 2 teams with him before, and he'll play to the end. I'm just giving him shit. He's not going to play
No,
as
he
hard.
won't. He'll play it if you're doing it. The Terrell Owens.
No,
is
no,
a
no,
great,
no.
Great
Terrell Owens
analogy.
is great.
He's gonna
He
do
is just like-
fantastic for you.
No. Hear
He's
me.
#1 wide receiver. Like, we're putting up with, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So he'll
that's what he
play.
is.
He's gonna play, but if you're losing, it's gonna be like he's just gonna catch 1 deep ball a game. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be. You're not getting
Yeah,
the consistent.
yeah.
You know, he's not going to the sticks every
Well,
time.
that's also why I drafted him, because like if we're losing, like we're gonna be playing some Valorant, and he's fucking immortal in Valorant. Like there is.
Oh, that's
there's layers to what?
that's the
hope he
real
doesn't- I
tactic.
hope he doesn't
You're
hear
gonna
this, bro. I hope
throw
he does
so
not
he
hear this, bro.
carries you, bro.
If I'm telling him, bro, as his friend, I have
He
to tell
knows.
him.
Yeah.
I already told him.
Oh, God, bro. That's so
No,
funny.
but I Tasty, I really liked your like what you were saying about picking people that you don't know and like, you know, making new friends. I feel like in bingos, people get so scared to take people that they don't know. And it's like,
Yeah, they take it
Like,
oddly
you always-
serious.
Well,
And,
because it's a
like,
commitment.
I get
this
This
is
You're
why
gonna
I'm-
hang out with this person.
this is why I'm really happy that all of us are captains so that we wouldn't be on the same team.
Yeah.
Because the last thing that I wanted for this event, which I already feel like it's going to be a successful event because we've avoided this already. I didn't want any teams to be like clicky.
Yeah,
because that just makes shit so
Dude,
whack,
all
man.
of us on one team would be the worst bingo in existence. I wouldn't play.
It would have been the worst bingo of all time.
I got no one to impress here, bro. I'm on Counter-Strike with T-Papa.
Like anyone not on the team would have just not been involved at all.
I mean, I get why people, as a captain, I get why you want to pick people you're familiar with because that makes it more enjoyable. But you don't want every single person to be like someone who you're really close with. Like you want a couple, like 3 or 4 of them, but the rest need to be like kind of acquaintance. And then like people who are just completely, because I have 4 people who I've never talked to in my life, 4 or 5. No, I know nothing about them, never spoke to them. Couple of them I heard, oh, they're a pretty good player, they're cool, and I was like, fuck it, let's try and make some new friends here, have some fun. I made a Discord, I gave them all roles, we got like this one guy was like, I got class, and so I gave him the role skipping class. I was like, sounds good, boss, and I added him skipping class. Like it was, like we're having a good time, so It'll be fun. Also, I got the Discord icon. It's a pink Glock. So, we're really.
Nice.
I'm ready. The negotiators are ready. It should be a good time.
You guys have banners yet? Like you got like artistic people on your team?
To make like a little
I
thing.
have a lot of artistic
No.
people on my team.
No, but you guys want to move on before we get to later? You guys want to move and get into the Twitter workshop, or do we have anything else we want to discuss?
Let's head
the
off.
The bingo's gonna be fun though. Also, if you're listening and you don't know anything about it, I'm sure there'll be another one next year. Talking to the admin staff, they want to do like one big one a year, maybe like a small thing, which I think is good. One big bingo a year, and then like one small thing a year. Off season.
What's a small thing? I don't feel like there's no such thing as a small bingo. Like it's gonna be.
I mean, like you could do like a weekend. You could do like a weekend bingo or like a tower race, something that's like a lot less.
I've been telling people we're doing summer, winter, the same exact thing. I've just been lying. Then I've just been telling we're running back.
That's fine. No,
I mean, do any of us really know the answer to that question? Anyways, like,
no.
We gotta ask Shep if he's down.
Well, that's what I asked.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I talked to the admin staff, and he said it would probably be best to do one big event and then like a couple, like maybe like a couple weekend bingos, like maybe a tile race or something.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Yeah, it would be cool to. It makes it more grand to do it once a year.
Yeah. Then you have the big production, the big show. Because I'm like, if I feel like the next one, if this one goes well, like we'll put even more production to the show next time.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be good. Everything.
All right. Well, do you guys have tweets?
Yeah, I have one that I've been sitting on for a while. I don't want to tweet it though. It's so rude.
Yeah, I have one that I wrote during the podcast actually.
Dude, after the demo mode week and all the shit going on, and then trying to cram for the draft show, I've not thought about Twitter once, bro. I fucking finally.
I hate Twitter, bro. Twitter.
I feel bad for the Twitter. Where like I just kind of like I don't like tweeting this shit.
We did have a long listen. We had a long week. We had a long week. That shit was and also I got invested in the competition itself with Dead Mode All Stars. Like upon working on it and doing all the interviews and stuff, and then helping T-Papa clip stuff, and then I was like actually getting invested in it. Like I was actually watching it on the side
for the Patreon.
Acting like it takes 8 hours to come up with a tweet, dude.
For the Patreon, I talked to Bitter and I found out if he really did cheat or not. So stay tuned for the Patreon if you guys want.
That is true. We do have insider information on Bitter CCTV UAV.
He went live and he like talked about it today, right? There's like a clip with like thousands of views.
What?
I can show you guys.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
On the Patreon today. Also tell you guys about we can go into it. We can talk about it on the Patreon.
Right. Are we tweeting?
Sick.
I'll read my tweet that's been sitting in the drafts that I just kind of wanted to tell you
honestly,
guys.
Bro, since I've been banned, I'm not looking at my drafts. Let me see if there's anything in there. These tweets aren't
even for my followers. It's just to tell you three. Okay, but Annie just came home with like all of her friends, so I gotta say this one quietly.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Okay, you ready? The lion does not concern himself with his bitch wife.
You should not tweet that.
That'd be funny if you edit it onto the picture of the lion, like the black and white picture with like the Times New Roman font. That would be kind of funny.
I don't even think I have any drafts on here, bro. Yeah, I have no drafts.
I mean, this was just a joke I made in the pre podcast that said, "Hey, you should use that for the Twitter workshop," which is good because I actually didn't have anything. I wasn't gonna make up any excuse about I've been busy because life isn't going on. But you get one Discord
I'm busy,
ping.
I'm just not creative. Sorry, I didn't mean
you
to
get one Discord ping while streaming, and people act like you killed their whole family.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's good.
Chat act like you killed their whole family.
I got one that I also wrote during the pre-show. Maybe like when we first started. I don't remember when we were discussing this. When I first started playing RuneScape, I actually thought that all of our top skillers were Korean women.
Oh my god.
That's actually a banger. That's a banger.
It's kind of funny,
That's
right?
good.
Yeah, I might tweet
that's
that
really
one.
good. You should tweet that. That's good.
Okay.
That's actually really good. Yeah. Everybody's gonna get that because everybody's like looked at one of those accounts on Twitter or whatever. It's always a fucking K-pop Korean woman. You're like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah.
That is good.
I wonder where the origin of that started at. Like, who was the first person to do it and how it became a thing?
They do it independently because they coom all the time, dude. That's why. They just jerk off all day. That's it.
Yeah, I'd like to know who was the original 37-year-old fat bald man who made his profile picture.
Damn, bro.
There has to be the first guy.
He used to be a tuner muscular, bro. Off my goat, bro.
That feels like an Oslo thing, maybe. I don't know.
That's funny.
Oh, I'm sorry, Levine. I didn't mean to come after you like that.
All right, I'm gonna send this out and let's go to the Patreon. Let's talk about DMM cheating.
Yeah.
Allegations.
Hamzy, take us out.
Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more after dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.